Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to the vlog. My name is Jordan. If you are new here, I am a professional figure skater and I'm currently working and living on board the beautiful Utopia of the Seas. Today is embarkation day, otherwise known as day one of the cruise. So we have over 6,000 new guests joining us on board today for the next 4 days. And we are sailing around the Caribbean. Our two ports of call are Perfect Day at Coco Cay and Nassau, Bahamas. Every day one of the cruise we have shows, so tonight is a show night and I'm super excited to bring you along with me for my routine. I want to show you the process of getting ready for a show leading all the way up until showtime. Most people don't realize that many hours go into the preparation before the actual show starts. So our shows tonight are at 7:30 and 9:45 p.m. but the preparation starts many hours before that. If you're not already following me on Instagram, I am posting pretty much daily on there, giving you very live updates. So check that out if you want to keep up with me on a more real-time basis. But I do need to head to the dressing room and start the prep. I always like to start with hair and makeup first. Everyone does their preparation a little bit differently, but something I like to do is have hair and makeup completed before anything else. I always wear athletic clothes on a show day because we have to do a very thorough warm-up before warm-up ice and also before the shows. So today's outfit is very simple. I have this little almost taupey colored long sleeve that is from Lululemon. Underneath I have a coral tank top that I will show you in a bit, and then I have these brown leggings that are high-waisted and these are from Halara. So my outfit always consists of a pair of leggings, a tank top, usually a long sleeve over top, and even sometimes a jacket just because it is a little bit chilly in Studio B when we first get there, and then as we warm up we obviously get comfortable with the temperature. Because we will be doing full show hair and makeup, I want to make sure that my skin is nice and prepped. I did wear the slightest bit of makeup because I was working Mustard 2.0 today, so I wanted to make sure that I was looking presentable. But I am going to just take off what is on my face right now so I can start fresh. Alrighty, well that looks about good. Now that we are in the dressing room, this is where the magic happens. This is where all the girls get ready for the shows. We store all of our costumes in here, so we each have our own cubby, and I will show you all of that in a bit, but first we need to take care of the show hair and makeup. I always start with hair and move on to makeup. So my hair, as you can see, is just thrown into a little braid and slicked back, but we are going to start from scratch. And I'm gonna warn you, my hair is a little bit gross right now. For those of you who are not performers, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. It's always easier to do show hair with slightly dirty hair. Today my hair is definitely a bit dirty. It's got some hairspray left over from last night's shows, but as gross as that sounds, it does make doing my hair for the show a lot easier and it stays in so much better. So I will be washing my hair tonight, but for tonight's shows, this is what we're working with. Every contract, I do a little bit of a different hairstyle depending on the hair pieces, if there's a lot of wigs, and also depends on the preference of the choreographer and installer. For this show in particular, I like to do 2 French braids at the front of my head. This is mainly because I have a lot of baby hairs and flyaways, so I want to make sure that those are not flying around as I skate. So I just take a small section of my hair at the front from either side of the part and I just braid all the way down. And as per the producer's request, they wanted French twists for part of the show, but because I have so many quick changes, I just don't have enough time to change my hairstyles into what they want throughout the show. So I'm gonna show you what I do instead of a French twist. It imitates a French twist, but it is not actually a French twist, and it makes changing my hair throughout the show a lot easier and keeps it neater as well. We've got one side, I'm gonna do the same exact thing to the other side. For these little braids, I like to use these clear elastics. They are so convenient and they're really good for when you have a small section of hair. This is just the bag that I use. Now this is what we're working with. I'm gonna undo all the rest of the hair. From here, I'm going to take the hair directly behind my ear and kind of pull and separate in an upwards motion. So I've got this, and then I'm gonna do the same on the other side. And from here, I'm going to combine all of this hair together and smooth it out using my brush. And once that is smoothed out, I'm just going to add in the 2 braided pieces. And I'm gonna take 2 more of those elastics and just tie all of that hair together. So I'm making a half up, half down hairstyle. And then to reinforce that, I'm just using a normal elastic to go over top. Of course, hairspray is very necessary. There we go. That is all we're gonna do with the hair for now. There's more to get to later, but I wanna move on to makeup. So I just used a normal brush, but I also have this sort of slick back brush that I like to use if there's any bumps. This is what I usually use when the hair is a little bit cleaner, but today I didn't need to use it. Most important part to the makeup is prepping the skin. So I always go in first with a moisturizer, which I've already done, and now I am moving on to primer. I love the matte putty primer from e.l.f. I have used the green one, which is like the acne fighting putty primer. I really love that one, and I've also just used the normal one. I'm almost at the end of it, so I'm gonna have to restock soon. I just take a generous amount and just kind of rub that in with my hands. Once my skin is prepped, I go in with foundation. I love the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear foundation, but I'm in between 2 colors right now, so I'm just kind of gonna blend the 2 together. This one is a bit too light for me, and this one is slightly too dark, so I'm going to add the 2, and I'm going to apply it and blend it in with a wetted beauty blender. This is super important. I always wet my beauty blender. It is due for a cleaning very, very soon, so I might have to do that tomorrow, but let's get this on the skin. Moving on to concealer. I love the e.l.f. one, but they didn't have my shade in stock, so I did instead get the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Concealer, which I really like. As you can see, it's kind of everywhere. I do it under my eyes, on my eyelids to kind of prep them for eyeshadow, in my T-zone, and on my chin as well. It just kind of brightens up my face a little bit, especially when I am on stage. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna blend in with the Beauty Blender. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna move on to blush now. I have the Rare Beauty blush and I absolutely love it, but I found a dupe from e.l.f. that is so good. So I have the Camo Liquid blush in the shade Coming in Hot. This is so pigmented. I use just the tiniest dab. Did not use a ton, but it goes a long way. So I'm going to use my blush brush, and just blend that in. And it's always easier to add more than take away. So I like to start with just a little bit, and then I can always build on it if I want, but this stuff is so pigmented, you really don't need much. Then of course we need to go in and add some bronzer. So I've had this palette from Essence. It's the Sun Club Matte Bronzing Palette, and I love it. I use it all the time. So I usually blend these 2 shades when I'm pretty tan, and I'm just going to use an angled bronzer brush and just go in and slightly contour my cheekbones, my jawline, and a little bit on my forehead. A little makeup hack I learned: it's easier to build liquid products on top of other liquid products and then powdered products afterwards. If you go from powder to liquid, it doesn't blend or sit as nice. Just a little tip for you, but I mean, I'm no makeup expert, so I'm just take it with a grain of salt, you know? I'm going in with a flat brush and I'm going to apply some powder. This is just gonna set everything in place and also prevent my makeup from creasing. And for powder, I love the Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. This is just the translucent one, but I have the other ones as well, and they're all great. Now it's time for the fun part, which is eyeshadow. I've been doing pretty much the same look every show day here just because we're doing the show so often, so I'm just gonna stick to that. I do like to branch out and do different colorful eyeshadow looks, but I haven't done that here in probably a month or so, so I'm just gonna show you what I've been recently doing. I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes eyeshadow palette. I always start off with just a base on the overall lid with the shade Swan, and I use my ring finger just to apply that, kind of blend it out. And then I'm gonna be going in with just a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm taking this shade Nude. It's literally just a nude shade. And I'm just gonna blend that into the crease. I'm gonna use the same eyeshadow brush and blend in the shade Maple from this palette and do the same exact thing. This is just going to build a little bit more depth with my eyes and also darken the look a little bit. Now I'm gonna take the shade Truffle. It's the darkest shade in the palette, and I'm using this angled eyeshadow brush to just tap it in to the outer corner of my eyelid, and this creates sort of a smoky eye effect. Once that is in, I'm just gonna take a really fluffy eyeshadow brush without any eyeshadow on, and I'm just gonna blend it a little bit together so there's no harsh lines. And for the finishing touch, I'm taking just this brush right here, and I'm going to tap in a tiny bit of the shimmering pearl shade into the inner corners of my eye, just to make my eye pop a little bit. And that's it for the eyeshadow. It's very quick and simple. I'm going to apply some liquid eyeliner. I'm gonna go in with the Lancome mascara. This is going to just make blending the false lashes with my eyelashes look more seamless. And before we do lashes, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows. So I'm just using an angled eyebrow brush, and I'm also using the NYX Tame & Frame Tinted Brow Pomade. I've been using this for years. It's my favorite eyebrow product that I've found, and it just works really well for me. And for the final step for now, eyelashes. I love playing around with different lashes, but I love these ones especially. These are the Ardell 854 Faux Mink. I think they just look really good for a show. And the glue I use is the Essence Lash Glue. It's super affordable. I mean, it's drugstore, and it actually works so well. Even with sweating so much throughout the show, these lashes go nowhere. Here we have it. I have to apply lipstick, but that comes way later, so we'll get to that later. I do need to finish this look off with some setting spray. This is the All Nighter Long Lasting Setting Spray from Urban Decay. And that should just about do it for makeup for now. With the rest of my hair, I'm just going to put it into a second ponytail. So I've got this one here. I'm just gonna grab all the hair and put it into a normal ponytail. So what you end up with is two separate ponytails, but it kind of gives the illusion of one ponytail that's like a high pony, and the hair looks really long. That is also not completely finished, but I will show you later what I do with the rest of the hair. It should only take me a couple minutes. But now that we have most of the hair and makeup completed, it's time to move on to costume presets. So I'm going to grab all of my costumes from my designated cubby and bring them downstairs. This is my cubby. I have all of my show costumes hung in show order. So I'm gonna grab all of these and bring them downstairs. I'm also first warm up today, which means I have to bring this rack down. This rack always has all of the Candy Couture costumes on them, which are very big. So whoever is in the first warm up has to bring this rack downstairs. So I'm gonna put some of my costumes from my cubby on here and bring this down. I am currently backstage right. I'm gonna show you how I preset all of my costumes and kind of explain what a costume preset is, because I feel like it's a little bit of foreign language to anyone who is not in show business. Costume presets are essential to any show production because you have to change costumes very quickly throughout the show. So it's super important that you have your costume presets in place. All this means is that your costumes are unhooked, unzipped, and put in the right spot so that you can quickly change into them and get back out onto the stage. So So it's also very important that you lay the costumes in reverse order so that as the show goes on, you can just grab what's ever laid down next and it's in the correct show order. So you're not going to put the first thing you have to change into on the very bottom, because then you have to dig through the rest of the costumes. And furthermore, putting a costume on a hanger and just having it sit there is not a preset either. So this is my little section, stage right. So we've got a bench here. There's a shelf underneath that I put a couple things out as well. We do also have these hooks, which are really nice. I've taken all of my costumes off their hangers. These ones are hung up, but it's just easy because they are separate from each other and they're out of the way. So I can just grab these hooks and basically step into this dress. This is a bodysuit. I do need to add the black tracks later, so the stringers are just kind of waiting here, but once the black tracks are in, which I will show you later, this will be easy to step into and have zipped up. I also have more costumes here, unzipped as you can see, and the skirts underneath are also completely unhooked and ready to step into. These gaiters are ready to grab and zip up. Gloves are preset. These gloves are also ready to just slide my hands into. I've also got my headband ready to throw on and some of my accessories throughout the show. I have a lot less presets on stage left. I start the show over here, so the things I start the show in I just have hanging up because it's not a quick change. I can just slide those on. And then I've got this ready on the floor, so basically I just grab the front bit, step into it, and then I have the back zipped up, snapped on. Same with this skirt, and then my bodysuit or like jumpsuit underneath. And I would say it's pretty organized and it's very efficient. I am the first one to preset, so there's absolutely nothing here, but this will all be filled with costumes before showtime. The music in Studio B right now is a bit obnoxious. It's super loud. It's like the ad that's running over and over again. So hopefully the sound tech comes and fixes that soon, but it's time to warm up. Got my jump rope. I'm gonna jump rope, run a little bit. I like to do handstands, stretch, just get the whole body very warm to get on the ice. I have the same exact routine for every single show day, the warm-up. We have 30 minutes on the ice, so I like to do about 5 to 10 minutes of just stroking, edges, just other skating exercises to continue warming up my body even more and getting a feel for the ice and for my skates. And then from there, I start jumping a bit. I do all of my jumps, all of my doubles. I do like to do 4 double axels, and then I move on to spins, spirals, and I like to refresh my memory on my understudy stuff as well. I use the last like 5 minutes of the warm-up for that. I'm back in the cabin. I just finished warm-up ice. It went really well. Today's warm-up I had with Alex, Taichiro, and Julian. So every 2 weeks the warm-up rotation changes, so we kind of get to do warm-up with different people every couple weeks, which is nice. It just gives us a little bit of variety, but we had a good warm-up session, and now I need to eat something before notes. So I have a bit of time before notes. Our first show tonight is at 7:30 and it's currently 5 o'clock, so I'm going to have a protein bar. I love the Pure protein bars. They're really, really good. And they have 20 grams of protein in one bar, so not only am I getting protein, they are very tasty. So today I'm gonna have the caramel churro flavor. It's very delicious. I'm a big fan. I haven't tried all of the flavors yet. I wanna branch out a little more. So I've had this one, I've had the galactic brownie, that one's also really good. The chocolate peanut butter or chocolate caramel peanut butter, that one's really good. Anyways, I personally don't like to eat a big meal before a show, so I always eat my dinner afterwards, but I do like to have a little something to fill my stomach, and protein is like the best way to keep me satiated and give me a little bit of energy, because I definitely need energy for what is a very intense night of performing coming up. I'm back in the dressing room. I'm gonna show you what I do with my hair now that it's closer to showtime. The request for show hair is start in a French twist and then finish the show in half up, half down. But I also need to have my hair in a high ponytail for my solo. So in order for that to happen, this is what I have to do. There's not enough time for me to do a French twist or take all the pins out from a French twist and reconfigure into a high ponytail. So instead, I basically just twist the ponytail that I have and I pin it imitating a French twist. So when you're on the ice, it looks like it's a French twist, but it's not exactly the same. So the shape is similar, but it's a lot easier for me to do. That way, as the show is going on, all I have to do is take out my pins, and then I have the ponytail ready to go for my solo. And then after that, I just pull out the one ponytail that's lower, and I finish the show with a half up, half down hairstyle. This is also why it's easier to have dirty hair for a show, because the pins will stay tighter and they'll stay better. All I gotta do is spray a hell of a lot of hairspray, and we are good. I'm heading into Studio B because I need to preset my black tracks now in all of my costumes before notes. Behind the curtain, they haven't opened the doors yet. And just like I said, backstage would be covered in costumes before the show. So because we don't have spotlight operators on this ship, we have to wear black tracks in our costumes, and with the technology, it follows us as we skate, which is quite cool. So these are what the packs look like. I am number 1, 21, and 41, and it's really important we all pick up our designated numbers because they are synced with the rest of the show. So I'm just going to screw in the stringers, and then there is a little pouch on the inside of my costumes where the black track sits. Again. Another show day.
Lights, are we good?
Lights. I wish there was a game on here I could play while I'm walking around.
Okay,
YouTube music. I should be vlogging.
Lights
should be
sound.
vlogging.
This is
Why not? Get it for your fans.
Showtime!
More ideas from my show.
Live stream of the show. And there you have it. That is my show day in a nutshell. The day goes by so fast because once you start, you just kind of don't stop. I love this show so much. It's so much fun to perform. It never gets old, and I've said it before, but getting to skate a brand new show that was catered to us is so special, and I just will never take it for granted. While this schedule here is very challenging, I wouldn't change it for a thing. I feel so grateful to be here, and I absolutely love my job. So getting to share my joy for skating and performing with all of you just makes me so happy, and it fills my cup. So I hope you guys enjoyed all of my videos, but I hope you enjoyed this video in particular. I hope it was insightful for you, and I will have all of the products I use linked down below, as well as what I wore today, if I can find links for them. If you have any performing related questions, comment them down below. I want to do another question and answer pretty soon, but focusing solely on the performing aspect of my job and all that kind of stuff. So any questions you have regarding that, comment them down below. And yeah, I hope you all have an amazing day whenever you're watching this. I love you all to the moon and back. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.